If you are struggling with your dink game, maybe you're hitting them into the net, or not getting the ball to go where you want it to go, or maybe you're popping the ball up. Today, I am going to show you the 3 pieces that you need to put together to eliminate some of those pop-ups and to get a more consistent dink. Hey everybody, my name is CJ Johnson, and at Better Pickleball, we help players over 50 and over 60 live their best lives on and off the pickleball court. And today I am with one of my buddies. I have known her since my golf days, Susie Hartfield. She is like the best golf teacher I know. She's amazing. And she is a tennis convert to pickleball. And today her and I are going to show you the 3 pieces that you need to make not just your dink shot, but every shot in your arsenal go where you want it to go. In every single shot you make in pickleball, whether it's a dink shot or a ground stroke, there are 3 pieces to the shot. The very first thing you need to do is you need to move to the shot. You need to swing your paddle, that's piece number 2. And then you have a piece that's called foundation. And foundation is the connection between your foot on the court and that paddle swing. Each and every time, each and every shot, those 3 pieces need to work together correctly. If they don't work together correctly, that's when you get mistakes. So let's start by breaking down the 3 pieces for good NVZ movement. Our movement always, doesn't matter where we are on the court, begins with our ready position. So that's the very first piece we need to talk about. And typically, Susie's going to mimic me here when we do this. Typically, we see players, especially those of us over 50, we tend to stand real narrow feet. We tend to stand with very little flex in our knees. And when we hit a dink, you see a lot of bending forward from the hips. Now what you're going to notice here is when Susie and I bend forward, go ahead Susie, bend forward, where are we looking? We're looking down. It's really hard to look up. It hurts my neck to try and look up to the other side. And because we need to get our eyes down lower, that position is not going to help us. So to get out of that position, we need to create a good ready position. So the very first thing is this. You can either hop or step out, and we're going to hop or step out so that our feet are right around shoulder width. Now when you did that, you probably landed on the balls of your feet. We call it the triangles, right? And I'll link to a video that explains that in more detail. But for right now, feel like you're on the front part of your foot. Like if you watch Susie right now, you can probably see she's just maybe tapping her heels very lightly. So she's on the front part of her foot, and your shoulder is over the triangle. So I'm bent forward in this position here. This will allow me not just to move better laterally, it will allow me to get my eyes down to the ball. So even though the first position isn't really a movement per se, that ready position is the foundational position for all your movement, no matter what shot you're going to hit. All right, now that we're in a good position to move from, let's talk about the movement here at the NVZ. It's really a shuffle on our triangles. We're going to move 1 or 2 steps to our left, and then we'll move back 1 or 2 steps to our right. So let's get in our ready position, and Susie will both go to our left. So like take 1 or 2 steps to the left, come back 1 or 2 steps to the right. You'll notice that as we do this, our hips are staying parallel. You can think parallel to the net or parallel to the non-volley zone line. This is the most efficient movement pattern we can have. Whenever, and I commonly see this, especially at the non-volley zone, I see what's called a crossover. And a crossover usually happens on our backhand side, usually more backhand than forehand. A crossover means I simply am crossing over my body. And on the backhand side, it would be my paddle hand crosses over my body. Now, the crossover gives us additional length. So if Susie hit me a ball that was really out wide, I may need that crossover step. But as a foundational movement pattern, it is not the best foundational movement pattern, because when I do that, I cross over, look at all the space that I have opened up behind me. It's going to take me a lot of time to get back to a neutral position. So our ideal movement pattern here at the non-volley zone line is to move side to side, keeping my hips parallel to the net or to the non-volley zone line as much as practically possible. Hey, if you want to finally break free from that intermediate level, I've got a free guide that's going to show you the must-have shots for 3.5 and above play. Piece number 2 is the paddle stroke. And the way I like to think of the paddle stroke is the most consistent stroke I'll make is the simplest stroke I'll make. So for purposes of this video, I'm not going to be talking about spin. Now let's be clear, there is spin on every single shot. When the paddle makes contact with the pickleball and it brushes up on the pickleball, it naturally starts its spinning. I'm talking about strokes where players try to add extra spin to the ball. Extra spin requires a slightly different motion, and we'll cover that in another video, but it requires a slightly different motion, and that makes it a less consistent than the simple motion. So right now for this video, we're just talking about a basic dink shot where I am trying to minimize the amount of backswing I have, because whenever I have a bigger backswing, I have more energy into the shot, which means the ball is going to travel further. And here I don't need a shot that has a lot of energy. Now I'm going to put a link up here, and that will give you a video where we go into detail about the backswing. But for purposes here, what we're trying to do is we're going to try and move to the shot and then hit a shot with a minimal backswing. So Susie, let's go ahead, let's get into our ready position, and we're both gonna move towards our backhand side, and we're gonna move our bodies, that's piece number 1, and then when we get there, we're gonna hit the shot. So let's go ahead, let's move, Susie, and then hit the shot with a short swing. Now move to the other side, hit the shot with a short swing. Move again, hit the shot, move again, hit the shot. You notice there's no big exaggerated backswing back here. I'm not using my wrist. All I'm simply doing is feeling like I'm pushing the ball back over the net to Susie. Piece number 3. That's what we call foundation. So foundation is the connection between where your foot is on the court and that paddle swing that we just talked about. Anytime I move to the shot, I'm getting ready for the swing. But let's say I'm thinking the ball is here, but it's really over there, and I have to tilt or lean. I have now broken my foundation. I want to keep my foundation in a place where I have a consistent relationship between my body and the paddle. I don't want to be reaching, and likewise, I don't want to be jammed up. Those are going to inhibit my paddle swing. So again, as I do this, I'm going to have Susie, we're going to go both to our left side. We're going to move to our left side. Move to the left side, we're going to swing, and we're maintaining that stable foundation. You can see when you look at Susie, that foundation isn't moving. Now we're going to come back, let's move to the other side. Here, foundation. Back to the other side, here, foundation. One more time, back and foundation. Now that we've got all of the 3 pieces, well, we're going to start to put them all together. Remember, each of these 3 pieces needs to work each and every time on each and every shot for you to gain consistency. So let's do this in aRally. So here we go. See how Susie moved back for the shot? To get it, I'm moving. I'm here. We're keeping that relationship with our foundation steady. I'm moving my feet. You also notice how because of this stance, I am able to get my eyes low and underneath the ball. If I'm in a position where I'm bending from my hips, it's going to be really hard for me to see the ball. By using this athletic position, I am now starting to allow and create all three of those pieces so they can work together on each and every shot. I want to thank my friend Susie for coming out here on such a beautiful day and helping me to demonstrate.
My pleasure, CJ.
Some great dink movement. Because remember what I always tell you, together we can train smart, live bold, and age well.